Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today, we got a liar. That's right, I call myself an honest liar, but we got the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed. What's good for me is not good for thee. You wear your mask. You can see a liar is lying when she says, I don't know about you, I don't know about you. You watch this next clip. I know politicians lie, but she got caught red-handed, hand in the cookie jar. And if you want to see a liar, watch the liar in chief of San Francisco, London, Mayor Breed. The one that wasn't even elected. She got tossed into office because of, we know why. But anyway, watch this liar and you tell me if she's telling the truth. Ha 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 ha. Not really.
Raj, we've seen these controversies before in this pandemic. Speaker Nancy Pelosi faced criticism over a hair appointment in the city during the lockdown last year. And of course, Governor Gavin Newsom's dinner at the French Laundry after he ordered tough restrictions across the state. Now Mayor London Breed is under the microscope. This photo, posted and later taken down from the Black Cat nightclub's Instagram page, shows a smiling Mayor London Breed celebrating with friends Wednesday night. The problem is she's clearly not wearing a mask as stated by the city's rules she put into place. There are a few drinks on the table, but nobody appears to be actively drinking them. The San Francisco Chronicle reports Breed spent the night dancing, singing along, and posing for pictures maskless.
She's been very clear that everybody needs to do their part. We're not out of the woods. San Francisco's rules have been very restrictive, and I don't see her playing her part in that photo.
We've reached out to Mayor London Breed's press office for comment tonight. So far, we have not got a response. She did tell a Chronicle reporter at last night's event that she gets tested often and everyone had to show proof of vaccination to get in, which made her feel safe. In early August, she emphasized the need for the city to bring back its indoor mask mandate.
We don't want to shut this city or this country down any longer than we have to. Our economy and our livelihood and our kids going back to school and everything in between depends on it.
In a news release about the mandate, the mayor's office clearly spelled out the rules. The orders require all individuals, regardless of vaccination status, to wear face coverings when indoors in public settings with limited exceptions. Among those exceptions are actively eating or drinking in a club, bar, or restaurant. So this photo touched a nerve for CrossFit gym owner Danielle Rabkin.
She clearly thinks that it's fine and it's safe to remove her mask. Then let that be the rule for everybody. You're not impervious to COVID any more than I am. So let the rules for you be the same that it is for me.
She says her customers have had to deal with the mandate for more than a month now. Her biggest frustration is a lack of information about when the mandate will be lifted, especially since San Francisco has a very high vaccination rate. Sergio Quintana, NBC, Bay Area News.
I had a good time at the Black Cat, and I think it's sad that this is even a story. The fact is, there was something that was really monumental that occurred, and that is Tony, the original members, the brothers, Raphael Saadiq and Dwayne Wiggins, who have not performed in public for, I believe, at least over 20 years. They are just really some of the most incredible artists in the history of this country and the Bay Area in particular, and the fact that that is getting lost here is very unfortunate. Not to mention the incredible trumpeter Maurice Mo Better Brown, who is just phenomenal. These incredible musicians who performed and who really uplifted the spirits of not just myself, but all of the people who were there. And from my perspective, you know, I was there, I was eating, and I was drinking, and I was sitting with my friends, and everyone who came in there was vaccinated. So the fact that we have turned this into a story about being maskless, no, I'm not gonna sip and put my mask on, sip and put my mask on, sip and put my mask on, eat and put my mask on. While I'm eating and I'm drinking, I'm gonna keep my mask off. And yes, in the end time, while we're drinking, like everyone else there, we were all having a good time. And again, all vaccinated. So the fact that this is even a story is sad. And it's sad because we're missing out on the fact that we have live performances. We in San Francisco have done an incredible job around COVID. Yes, we have challenges, but this is now a distraction. And I would hope that people would spend more time on enjoying San Francisco, of going to go see Maurice Mulbetta Brown, who's only going to be here for another week at the Black Cat, and make the stories about how incredible and talented these artists are, and less about something that shouldn't even be a story in the first place.
So speaking of like live music returning, I guess there was also Metallica returning for a show at the Independent last night. What did you hear about that?
Yes, and I saw the lines, and the Independent is just think about it. You have these venues that are considered small for Metallica. So when I saw Metallica up there, I'm like, well, maybe it's a throwback. Maybe they're just bringing you back from a time when Metallica might have, or when they wish Metallica would have played at the Independent. No, they were at the Independent, and the line was down the block. And when you enter these venues, people are going to drink. People have to be vaccinated. And so it doesn't mean that like sip and drink, that is just not realistic. And when you go to restaurants, I was at a restaurant, same thing. I'm leaving my mask down while I'm enjoying my food. I'm not putting it on and taking it off, putting it on. People are not doing that. So that's just not realistic. You all know it's not realistic. So the fact that this story became about me and less about the artist and nightlife, which I will continue to enjoy in San Francisco, is very unfortunate.
So is this sort of the sign of the reopening, right? That we're seeing these shows now and we can see people go in and have a good time. Is that
I think it is. The message I want to get out is support our nightlife venues. Support our restaurants. Go out and enjoy yourself. Make sure you are vaccinated because of the requirements. But don't feel as though you have to be micromanaged about mask wearing. Like, we don't need the fun police to come in and try and micromanage and tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing. We know what we need to do to protect ourselves. No one has been more conservative about protecting themselves than I have, not just because I want to set an example, but because I don't want to get COVID. And I know many people feel the same way. So let's focus on what's most important. That is getting reopened, supporting our nightlife, enjoying our great city, getting back to the normal we once enjoyed, and having a good time.
Can I ask you one more question? And it's just this specific paragraph I was asked to ask you about. It says, this is in a published report, it says that a video, again, this is nitpicky, but it is what it is. A video shows a maskless breed neither seated at a table nor positioned at a stationary counter, standing and dancing without any food or drinks in her hand. She also posed for photos while not wearing a mask.
Okay, so just to be clear, I was sitting at my table, and when, I don't know about you and whether or not you know who Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins are, but I don't know about you, but if you know who they are, I don't care where you're sitting, you're gonna get up and start dancing. My drink was sitting at the table. I got up and started dancing because I was feeling the spirit, and I wasn't thinking about a mask. I was thinking about having a good time, and in the process, I was following the health orders. Not to mention, the Chronicle reporter who walked up to me had no mask in sight. When I took a picture, as I do in any case or do an interview, yes, I take my mask off when I want to take a picture. I'm vaccinated. I don't need to wear a mask and take a picture every single time. I don't want to. But at the same time, I'm being careful to not only protect myself and to protect other people. This is nitpicking. This is really unfortunate. And let me tell you, when the spirit moves you because you are watching history in the making, Bay Area royalty perform, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to turn around and look for where my mask is or look to see and make sure I'm picking up a drink. I'm just going to let the spirit move.